It's Fight News Now. I'm John Pollock alongside with John Ramdeen and Robin Plack. In just moments, I feel you guys are going to be transporting off to Las Vegas for all of the Fight Week festivities.
I think you broke the space-time continuum right
I know. I think we're messing with some weird Matrix stuff as we speak. It all kicks off Thursday night. The main card is going to be airing here on Fight Network, headlined by Paige VanZant, Rose Namajunas. We're also going to see Sage Northcutt in action against Cody Pfister, Elias Theodoro against Thiago Santos. It is the beautiful people card on Thursday night. But I feel that we should look beyond that because these are all individuals that, yes, they're very marketable individuals in Paige and Sage and Elias. Hell of a sitcom idea as well, involving all of them. But nonetheless, these are fighters at the end of the day. And I think in the case of Paige VanZant, this is a real test for her. You could argue more so than Joanne Calderwood represented. We're really going to see where Paige VanZant is at. And conversely, Rose Namajunas, I think there are questions about her as well and where she's going to fit into the strawweight division. This is a big spotlight on both.
Yeah, Rose has a huge opportunity here because the pressure's off. You know, even though, of course, the embedded series follows both athletes from the main event, you look at Rose, she has an opportunity. She knows she has an opportunity. Her fiance is Pat Barry. He's been through this so many times. One of her training partners, Justin Gaethje, who we saw on the show.
Identified as Gaethje on the card. Right as he is explaining not to mess his name up, they spell it wrong.
He's talking to Bruce Buffer, which means, who knows, the World Series of Fighting, and they in big trouble? Is Justin Gaethje making his way to the UFC? The idea we were talking about, Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje, come on, chaos. But let's get back to the fight night card. Yeah, I just think that Rose has a huge opportunity. We just haven't seen. We know that Paige is intense. We know she has a serious work ethic, and she surrounds herself with all the talented fighters at Team Alpha Male. But I think Rose, she hits hard, and I'm curious to see how Paige will handle the punches.
You've been watching the embedded series, and we've got to really see Sage Northcutt around his family. This guy, hyper energy, comes from a traditional martial arts background from a very young age, and now doing professional MMA. Does it remind you of anybody? I mean, 19-year-old, that's who I see. When I see 19-year-old Sage Northcutt, I'm like, this is Robin Black at 19.
Hilarious.
They sprinkled some ugly juice on him, maybe, but that's a handsome kid. Same with Elias.
Karate, Taekwondo.
Cool hair.
I could watch Sage Northcutt on these specials every single day. This guy's so entertaining to me and just a different personality than exists in MMA, maybe with the exception of this guy.
Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and have you guys overlook Cody the Fister like this.
No,
I'm just not going to accept it. No, the other guys were saying that. It's like, why is Cody the Fister on the embedded series? Because what's on the embedded series is Sage Northcutt's opponent.
Yeah.
And if I'm Cody Pfister, you're looking at it and going, you know what? I don't care how I got here. I don't care why they're doing this. The word opportunity is something people overuse in North America. We use it all the time. Oh, man, it's a great opportunity. It almost doesn't carry any weight when there really is a real opportunity. And this one is there. You can go in there, this fancy martial artist guy, fence him, put him up against the fence, get your head under his chin, try to pound on him a little bit. You don't carry a plus 1,100 or whatever you are. You can go in there and try to win this fight. You know, you've got a good-looking, talented, exciting kid that everybody's talking about. You're never going to have opportunity like this.
But at the same time, I can only imagine that Pfister's never faced an athlete the level of Sage Northcutt. So yeah, I'm going to put this guy up against the cage. Oh wait, he's stronger than me. He's faster than me. And then he's doing all these creative things that I wasn't preparing for because this is not what we do in mixed martial arts.
I really appreciate Pollock making the comparison because my abs are totally as good as this guy's.
She's seen Robin Black at 6.
Yeah. No, this kid is like
bodybuilding contest.
He is so explosive, and you saw it, and he's smart. You saw it in that fight. The Mexican guy that he was fighting, I'm sorry, I forget his name.
Francisco
Trevino. And I forget his name because he was at the lower end of the UFC, so it was a perfect introduction for him. But he's got him hurt. The guy falls. He's got him hurt, and he's flurrying on him. Only 5 fights in to switch for the double and get it. That's real smart. Like, that is something in that moment. Oh, my God, I'm going to win. Oh, I got him hurt. Like, with only 5 fights in that kind of youth, to make that choice under pressure, that's real. That's rare.
A lot of interest just in that first card, which, you know, it's escalating.
Aljamain Sterling on that card, taking on Novunyao's Johnny Eduardo, who hasn't been in the cage in 2 years, and expect a standout performance from this guy.
I got a thought for you guys. So Aljamain Sterling, for example, awesome fighter.
Yeah.
You got fights like Jeremy Stevens, Max Holloway.
Yeah.
There's 35 fights.
Yeah.
So do you think the pressure to go in and try to stand out is going to make a different kind of fight? Like, everybody knows if you want anybody mentioning your name on Sunday morning, you've got to do something exceptional. I think that will make some of them really take a lot of risks.
Yeah,
I really do.
I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, it's like, even if I jump off the cage and do a backflip and kick somebody in the head, there's so many fights that something else could happen,
That's
and
what
I'm not
saying.
guaranteed I'm going to get a bonus.
That's what I'm saying. Just this density of fights and fighters may push some to be real risk takers on the night.
The ones I feel are really falling under the radar are everything under Edgar and Mendez on Friday. Because as we go into this week, everyone's looking at the first card of the night, and obviously 194 is the big hallmark of the whole night. But Friday is kind of just this card that, yes, we know what the main event is, but beyond that, no one's really looking at Tony Ferguson's fight or anything below that. And it's kind of, that's the middle card that I think is largely falling under the radar, just for pure volume reasons.
Yeah, which is a shame, because again, that's a fight. You look at Ferguson and Barbosa, it's a fight that impacts the 155-pound division. I have both of these guys ranked in my top 10. We've seen the improvements. We all know how dangerous Barbosa is, but the improvements Tony Ferguson has made. He's big, he's strong, he's mean. And then you look at the fight with Joe and Evan Dunham. Holy smokes, Joe Lozon, Evan Dunham. These guys are going to put on a hell of a show as well. So, you know, because there's so much action going down, and what we've seen over the last year with Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo, it's going to overshadow any of the action that happens on those 3 days.
My friends, pace yourself. Don't blow your mind on the first night, because it's going to be 3 crazy, crazy days.
It's a buffet of fights. You don't want to overdo it on the opening plates. You're there for endurance and to make it. And there it is. There is your buffet, which is going to be kicking off Thursday. Main card airing here on Fight Network at 10 Eastern. We're going to have preview shows all 3 nights. And Saturday night, joining us for the pre and post shows will be retired UFC lightweight Sam Stout. They are off to Las Vegas, and we are sending you off for more of Fight News Now.
This program is brought to you by Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, available December 1st, 2015.
The thing about Gary Goodrich, he never backed down from anybody.
Early in the morning, the problem started with fighters being arrested.
They were filling the Bell Center at the height of TKO with some of the best fighters in Canadian history.
It was an eye-opener that Canadians could do this.
You knew immediately there was something special.
And you just looked around and you went, holy, how are we going to do this?